Okay, welcome back. And for this module, we're going to talk about doing voiceover. Voiceover is one of the fun things that I got into about 4 years ago. I had someone staying at my home, renting a room out from me, and he did some voiceover work. And I've always done acting, and I've always been curious about it. And so he more did voiceover and had fun doing video recording for gamer video stuff. And so I picked his brain, learned a whole lot from him, and then I jumped in the deep end and started doing it. The tough thing about this is it's going to cost a little bit of cash. It's super flexible. You can make great money. I think the most I've made in a month is $2,500. So I can't say that it's phenomenal, but it's great way to augment or supplement or add. You can even make more than that if you decide to do audiobooks. There's some great niche there, and still some great opportunity. So just know that. Okay, you could put as many hours of the week in as you want. Just like everything else, I thought I was going to do something special here and say, oh, it's, 10 hours, 20 hours, whatever. You can put as many as you want. Honestly, you can put in 1 hour a week. You can put in 40 hours a week. You could put in 60 hours a week. If you want to do some audiobooks, you could probably do 2-3 a week and put in 60, 70 hours and make great money. $1,000, $1,500 per audiobook, making $3,000 a week. All of a sudden, you're going to add that up, to 3, 6, 9, 12. This is probably one of the most expensive investment-wise of all the gigs that are on my list here. You have to have equipment. Not only do you have to have equipment, you have to have equipment and software. So things cost money. The skinny on this, though, is what, where, when, why. So let's just talk really quick here. For those of you who want to make this opportunity, there are multiple different ways to do this. You can do audiobooks. You can do commercials and corporate type work. This is separate from being an actor and doing and having an agent and following that path. This is doing it yourself from home. So that is its whole other path that you could do as well. And some people do both. Don't get me wrong. I'm an actor and I've done some voiceover actor work, and I've also done this work that I do for fun. A lot of like whiteboard videos. I suck at doing books because I don't read as well as other people or as quickly, and so it takes me a lot longer. Whereas a whiteboard video is 3 minutes long, and I get paid about $250 to do that, and so that's great money for me. So we're talking, you could do some whiteboard videos. You could do a really big thing that people do request a lot is answering services to be the voice on different corporate answering services. So that is a great opportunity also. Just keep that in mind as we go forward here on the skinny. Okay, how much can I make? The lowest project I've ever done was about $40. And that was an hour's worth of work. Some really quick. I did some radio call-ins where I pretended to be someone calling in with a question. And that paid me like $40 per time. I do a once a month, just a small series of clips for an NPR series that I do, just like the voiceover clips. They'll send me them over, and they pay me $40 each time, 40 to 60 depending upon, and they take me less than an hour. I just read them and then send them over to them, the WAV file, and they do whatever they're going to do with those. Upwards a lot. I mean, the most I think I've ever gotten paid for one project was $500. I have not done an audiobook. I auditioned for a couple audiobooks, and I just found that I'm not suited for it. It's a lot of reading. I have dyslexia. That's a little hard for me. So the smaller clips are better for me. And there are at least a good 15 to 20 audiobooks posted every single day. So if that's your jam and you can do it, I would say go for it. It's great money there. That website is here. Where the best one to go to it. There are some of them on Upwork too. Not a lot, but there are some. But I've found that explainer videos are definitely the highest paying ones. So the places we're going to look at, Fiverr, Voice Bunny, and Upwork. These are legit. Like, you actually get paid for your gigs. I'll talk about Voice Bunny in a few minutes. That the selection process is a little different for that one versus Fiverr and Upwork. So that's a little bit harder and a little bit more regimented. But the rest of them, you're just going to upload a sample of your voice, create a profile, and then apply for gigs. Pretty simple. And then the money gets put in your account after you've finished the gig. Okay, time is money. How much time does it take? It takes a little bit of time. You're going to want to learn how to do editing. You're going to want to learn a little bit about this business, but I say also jump in the deep end. The first project I did a $75 project, and I think it was something like 400 slides for an educational PowerPoint, and it took me almost 20 hours. I'm not even kidding to do the project, but I got a 5-star rating, and then that led me to another project right afterwards, which was $100 and took me less than an hour to do. So it's kind of like you got to just start slow and keep moving. And put your time in. This is the other thing. You've got to open up your windows every day. Voice Bunny, Fiverr, Upworks, you open up those windows every single day and you apply and apply and apply. And so you just watch. The faster you are to that gig, the more likely you are going to get it, because they're just going to listen to a couple of voices right away. You've got, and you'll have to, we'll talk about that in 1 second right here. But they're only going to listen to a couple of voices and they're going to pick one of them right away in the top 10, 20 people. Once it hits 20 plus, my advice here is it'll show you how many people are applying. Once you're at 20 plus, don't even apply, because you're not going to get the job more than likely. It's slim to none. I have almost never gotten a job that there have been 20 to 30 other people. Now, if I was in the first 10 and then it got to 20 or 50, absolutely I've gotten the job. But if I've applied after it hits to 20 to 50, I don't get that job, because someone else, they're moving so quickly. They'll have heard 10 voices. Your voice is good, but so is 20 other people's. So they're just going to pick the one that they heard fastest, nicest, quickest, done. It's nothing against your voice. It's just that there's so many people applying at that point. Then the other thing is you're going to have to take some time. You're going to have to create a demo reel. My best suggestion here as you look at creating a demo reel is to just audition for work. Keep that work as you audition for it. Put that as samples. Use that as your samples. Splice it into a 2-minute long demo reel. Throw some music underneath each one of the clips. Splice it together, and then you can send it out. And you're just going to want like a whiteboard video sample, a sample of like kind of a commercial. Give it a radio voice sample, so you kind of learn how these are. You can also Google our YouTube best voiceover reels, so you can hear a couple people's. Make yours exactly like that. You don't even have to find scripts. They'll be available for you right on Upwork, because half the jobs ask you to do a little reading from their script, maybe like a 2-minute reading or a 1-minute reading. Use that sample for your demos from that moment forward. This is like anything else. Doing is learning. So just jump in and do it. Don't go waste a lot of money in classes and stuff. Sure, if you want to. But you're going to learn so much by doing also. The selection and investment. This is where it costs a lot of money. I mean, honestly, this microphone you see here, I'll kind of pick it up, is a Blue Yeti mic. You're going to spend about $150, and this isn't even the top end mic. This is a moderately good mic that can do decent work. I have a little ball. This is kind of like a sound room. As you can see, it has my pop filter right here, and then this creates a soundproof room kind of around my ball. or around my microphone that I can put this on the microphone. And that helps when I'm on the road because sometimes I don't have a dampening space. You could put up dampeners also. You could get a little tiny room in your house and put up dampeners and all that stuff. Or you can just do it from your closet because it does the exact same thing. So at the beginning, I would say do it from your closet. Get a nice microphone. Use Audacity. It is free. Audacity. That is the software that a lot of people use. It is absolutely free. So use Audacity. Get your Blue Yeti mic for $150. Get a pop filter, which is $10. Get this ball if you want. That's another $40 or $50. Or you don't need that if you're gonna just do it from home. Like I have a little space here that I can use, and so that's the investment. Selection process. On Upwork and Fiverr, you will have the ability to just upload some demo reels. You will respond with cover letters. So write a couple samples that you can copy paste, maybe a different sample for each of the different areas that you're going to go after. They're listed right here, and we'll talk about them in just one second. So you're going to write a couple sample cover letters, and then you're just going to apply and apply and apply, and then keep all of your samples as you go along. I would set up a SoundCloud. That's at soundcloud.com. And as you do work, just keep uploading it there so that you can send that link to anyone with your most recent work. And that's great because a lot of people love that for selection process. The types of work that are out there. You've got explainer videos, whiteboard videos, 30 to 60 second commercials, which are those radio type spots, audiobooks, educational and podcast, and finally, phone auto attendant. So that's that phone stuff. You're going to see every day there's 3 or 4 or 5 phone attendant ones on Upwork. Take that. Take one of those scripts because someone will have a script every day and just use that, voice it over a couple of times, and then save that as your sample. The same with explainer videos and those sort of things. Once you've done one, just use that as your sample. And if you haven't done one, someone's going to ask you to give them a 30-second sample, and they'll give you their script to read from. Just use their script moving forward until you have a couple samples of your own, and then you can upload those, or then you can send your YouTube links as people start to use your work as their YouTube video. There's a lot of people that live in other parts of the world, and they need to hire someone who has your specific accent, or wants to hire someone with your accent, or speaks a second language or whatever. And so they'll post those on YouTube, and you can even share those once you have those with other clients so that they can see your work as well. The setup, okay, again, here we're going to go over it. Blue Yeti microphone, pop filter, sound dampening wall treatments, Audacity.com, and then I have a desktop, and then I have a mini desktop, which my computer is sitting on, so that I can read from my computer and do the voiceover right in front of my face, so they're not impeding with each other. It makes it a lot easier, I think. Okay, and then for the mobile, again, I got this for mobile. I work a lot from the road. I travel about 8 to 10 months out of the year, and so this allows me to do work. I just got back from Bali, and I think I did a couple of videos from there. I did some sound clips. I mean, so I did work right from there, and this worked just fine. And if you don't have a space to do sound dampening, literally use your closet. I have one over here that I use all the time. So that's what I would use. Okay, here are the gigs. Okay, so you've got Upwork. So you're going to create your profile, Upwork and Fiverr. You can do that. Those are just creating a profile. VoiceBunny. We need to talk about that for a second. That's a little different. They're going to send you an audition. When you go to voicebunny.com, they'll send you an audition. You have a certain period of time. I can't remember what it is, maybe 8 hours or 6 hours to record the audition and then send it back. They will grade it. They run it through and check that everything meets their requirements. So check those requirements ahead of time. You need set your microphone, learn how to use your software really well so that you can take the noise out, do the compression on it. This stuff is really easy. I knew nothing about this, truly nothing. I just watched a couple videos. So you could do the same thing. And then submit that tape. They'll select you. And then once you have a profile, all you do is keep applying all day long. There's work on there constantly. Voice Bunny is amazing. The ACX, this is where you're going to find all of that. This is where all the work is for audiobooks. So if you love audiobooks, you just go on there, throw up a couple samples, create a profile, take some really cheap audiobooks, do them for a couple $100 initially, and then suddenly you'll be in the $1,000 range within a month, and then you'll be doing them all the time, if that's your jam. Okay, so other places to find gigs. There are voiceover gigs on Backstage.com, Actors Access. These are just a couple of them. These are common. Actors know these. So this is actor type work, voiceover work. So just know there are occasionally some other work there too. But just know that that's there. The pay to plays. Voices123, Voices.com, Voice Jungle. All of these are great places. They absolutely do have work on them. I have chosen. I interviewed Voices.com and Voices123, met with them, met with their salespeople, and just decided that this isn't my full-time jam. And so I wasn't going to spend $500 a year to be a member or whatever their costs are, because I wasn't going to work it enough. And I'm getting enough work from Voice Bunny, Upwork, Fiverr, Actors Access that I didn't really need to worry about that. So just know they are pay to play. I would do them last. If you start really cranking, you're doing a ton of voiceover books, you have some extra time, you're getting some great response on Upwork, and you're like, I have an extra 30 extra hours a month, and I'm only going to do voiceover, and I want to do it constantly. I would invest in one of them, see how it feels, but only them as a last resort. After you've done the free options, do the free options first. That's how I live, so that's what I would do. Okay. Some other helpful things that you may want to do. You may want to learn video editing software, because sometimes people will ask you to put a voiceover on their video that they already have. And you don't want that to be the reason you're not applying for the gig, because you don't know how to use some video software. So it's great to know it. You can learn it with time. You might want to learn the requirements for Audible.com if you are going to do Audible, and Amazon if you are going to do audiobooks. You need to know their requirements so you can record specifically. Exactly. I mean, everything is very specific. It's super easy to learn, and there's YouTube videos for it. Critical things that you're going to need to do. You're going to invest a lot of money at the beginning. And so make sure you love this and want to do this. It's like I said, it's at least $400. And so just know that you got to love it and you got to want to do it. Watch some free videos on Audacity, and learn how to use that. If you do nothing else, just learn Audacity. Buy the Blue Yeti mic, brilliant. A little bit of a pop filter, you're good to go. Learn how to take out the background noise and do some compressions. There's a lot of low-hanging fruit on Upwork. You could get $50, $100 jobs quite frequently with just even a cheap like this. Like the pop filter that's on here is $9, I think. So you could even just use a $9 pop filter and be fine. At least at the beginning. And then work it in as you start to get some gigs and get some consistency going on. Then add it. Okay, this is voiceover. I mean, go have fun. Go enjoy. I love it. Do every part of it. And remember, build your own dreams, or someone else is going to hire you to do theirs. Start living life. Carpe diem.